We have had some technical problems.
Hit it! You are connected to Ace TJ 5G. Ace TJ, Riggins, Alexis, Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calatrend Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
I just want everybody to know, no matter what is happening right now, it's not the most important thing of the day. The most important thing of the day is that the countdown to Zelda is on.
It is on.
Alexis, you were here. Riggins is already talking about the countdown to getting back to his video game Zelda, The Legend of Zelda.
That's right. Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, tonight at 9 o'clock. Now, that's 9 o'clock tonight. We have a live show tonight that starts at 6 o'clock. We'll be done by 7. You'll be home by, what, 7:30 or 8?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's between 7:30 and 8, realistically? Yeah. Okay, because it's pretty close to your house?
Yeah. Got to walk the dog.
Get you something to eat, get a couple beers.
Crack a couple beers, and then just plug in. Plug in.
I mean, it's the very first thing that he put in his email recap that you do at, what, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah,
3:30?
Between 2 and 3:30.
Yeah, because I see it when I get up, and it's usually about 3:30 when I open my email and look at it. And there it is, first line. Rick is like, the countdown to Zelda is on.
I'm excited.
He's waited the entire week. If you haven't been following any of this saga, the entire week he has not played this video game purposefully because this is going to consume your entire weekend.
I think so.
But you played it last weekend.
Yeah.
Put it off all week long, and then hearing Rob talk about it has only amped up your excitement to play tonight.
Yeah, because I don't want to play for 30 minutes, and I don't have the willpower to stop playing after 30 minutes. So, I mean, I didn't shower that first weekend, and I don't not shower. I didn't shower. Like, my hair was looking crazy.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't shower one day?
I didn't shower from Friday after I walked the dog until Sunday.
Morning or afternoon?
Afternoon, like late in the day. So Saturday and like all day Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't
You
shower.
wouldn't go anywhere. It's a big deal.
Stop it.
Well, see,
Alexis,
that's
you know
not
Rob is that showering is not the
Rob,
priority
come
in
on.
Rob's world
No,
oftentimes.
it's not the right thing to do. And listen, I get the stupidity of an adult playing a video game. So that's why I'm not going to let it mess up my week when I've got actual important things to do.
Now, Rob, you have not maintained that kind of schedule. You have let it mess up your week completely, right?
It's messed up my sleeping schedule because I've been going to bed later because I've been playing. It's been my whole week. Yeah.
See, I'm not willing to do that, but I get it. And the next time this will happen is like when the next Grand Theft Auto comes out.
Yeah.
Like, they're few and far between games that I like this much. So it'll be like Grand Theft Auto.
So if you
in a
start
few years.
if you start at 9 o'clock tonight,
Yeah.
how late will you go tonight playing?
As long as I can. I haven't stayed up past, it won't be insane. It won't be 4 o'clock in the morning, but it might be 2, might be 1 o'clock.
Yeah. There was a college student that was at the gym yesterday coming in as I was leaving. And I said something to him, like, you look like you just rolled out of bed. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, that's what happens when you go to bed at 4. 4. Been up playing video games all night. But hey,
That's crazy.
he's a college student. He's on break. That's what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Riggins
that
is
makes
going to
sense.
be playing video games at 1. I'm going to be working at 1.
Where are you working at 1 o'clock in the morning?
CMPD, we have the food truck out at the police station downtown.
She's hustling.
That's all I do. Is
That's all
hustle.
she does.
Hustle.
I do not. I want to play this video game.
Let's see what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
My buddy Jimmy Buffett was hospitalized, had to cancel a show this weekend. He's getting old.
It's pretty rare, though.
Yeah.
He is much older than you realize.
Yeah, and talk about hustling. That guy hustles Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when he does his live shows. And, but he's getting to be old, and he's got $1 billion. I think I'm calling it quits after this year. I got enough money. It's fun, but it ain't that much fun. I'd rather be on the beach somewhere.
Has he said that he might call it quits doing live shows?
Yeah, I've heard for a couple years now. He said, I'm dialing it back, and and then he had that fall.
Yeah.
When he fell off stage.
Well, he's 76 years old, and I did not expect this.
Staggering wealth.
His net worth is $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, but but if you stop, is that when you start to get old?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, he's 76 with $1 billion. Most people would say, why bother? You still have plenty of things with your Margaritaville Cafe and all the other business ventures. You've got plenty that'll keep you busy. Mm-hmm. And he just opened like a 55 and up housing community, right?
They're popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
The Margaritaville, the beach lifestyle, resort lifestyle.
He has plenty to still keep himself busy, but maybe just he's afraid that if he stops going around and touring, he'll get old.
Yeah. And it probably is exactly what will happen.
Yeah.
If you've never eaten at Margaritaville, the food, fantastic. It's more of an experience kind of thing.
Yeah, you go because let's check out Margaritaville. It's always fun.
Yeah. Nike has removed Ja Morant sneakers from their app and their website. There's still a few Ja Morant T-shirts left over, but the sneakers that just came out in April and were a very big seller have been removed. This is all following the second gun incident he had earlier this week. And I don't know that the NBA has said how they're going to react to it. I saw, what's the chairman's name, that creepy-looking dude?
Adam Silver.
Saying, I thought the first time we had a pretty serious discussion, and he said he was going to fix it, and here we are again. I'm still, sort of baffled by the first incident. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hit him in his pockets. I guess that's the idea Nike's trying to play.
Sure.
And then there's this weird story that Garth Brooks showered with Steven Tyler. Is this true?
Garth Brooks is the one that told the story on the Kelly Clarkson show, and he claims it's 100% true.
He said they were showering in a locker room before Billy Joel's last play show at New York's Shea Stadium back in 2008. But what a weird scene if it's like kind of a public. I'm imagining it's not a public locker room. But you walk in and it's like Steven Tyler and Garth Brooks, two of the biggest names.
So Shea Stadium was the home of the New York Mets. And so it's probably a very nice, like the clubhouse locker room. So it's a big shower room, probably bigger than these two rooms put together and even more. And so Garth Brooks said he was in the shower and he had soap in his eyes and he cleared the soap out of his face and looked up and was like, oh my God, there's Steven Tyler naked showering at the other part of the shower.
Yeah. It's a weird combo to see in the shower.
I mean, it's no different than, take the New York Mets, for example. The baseball player, after a game, guys go in and shower, and they're all in the showers at the same time and all that kind of stuff. It's just weird that two stars of that status, Garth Brooks and Steven Tyler, are both in the shower at the same time.
It's a weird combo.
Yeah, it sounds super weird when you hear the story told.
It's a good story, though. But those are a few things that are now trending.
Okay, here's the first line of a DM that we got. I would like to hear some feedback on a problem I'm sure other women have to deal with. Where are these women when they have to deal with this issue? If they even have to deal with this issue, we'll explain that to you next and see what you think.
Get Ace and TJ anytime, anywhere, at your convenience with the Ace and TJ Show podcast. Available wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ is next. Way to lose weight. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Let's go boom. We're doing a live show tonight, a taping of Extra Funny Live, which is a podcast that we do every day at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's live on our app and on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. Now, do you know how the people got in tonight? It's all the tickets are gone and everything, but you know how they got in? Because they're members of Ace TJ Prime. That's the kind of stuff you get. Free tickets to stuff. Prime Reward Points, which is a program we're about to start launching. So there's Prime, and then there's Prime Plus. And Prime Plus is a pay tier, but it's got all kind of extra stuff. Like you can hear the show and watch the show commercial free. You get TJ's political podcast. We've got a new show coming soon called Ace and TJ, The Old Stuff. And it's just old classic Ace and TJ radio bits with a little explanation and all thrown in and much more. So all kinds of new stuff coming. So go to acetj.com/prime and at Prime you find out acetj.com/prime. You get the details on Prime and Prime Plus. Yep. AceTJ Prime is free.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're clear. Happy anniversary, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, married on this day 5 years ago, 2018. Even though, again, I saw another thing yesterday that said there was not a high-speed chase through the streets of New York.
Yeah. I know they're demanding the pictures that the paparazzi had taken for their own documents, I guess, and if they decide to sue, and the paparazzi were like, "We're not giving you, we don't owe you anything."
Yeah, you're on the streets. It's a public street in New York, and this may be more old school, but 31 years ago today, a 17-year-old by the name of Amy Fisher knocked on the door of Mary Jo Buttafuoco's home in Massapequa, New York. And when Mary Jo Buttafuoco opened the door, Amy Fisher shot her right in the head. She lived. Mary Jo lived, and she's fully recovered. But turns out 17-year-old Amy Fisher was having an affair with her husband, Joey Buttafuoco.
That's right.
And that was international news when it happened.
Yeah, he always seemed like a great stand-up guy.
He wanted her back.
Buttafuoco, remember him?
Yeah, and one more thing, just because I find this wildly just crazy to read. 487 years ago today, King Henry, this is 1536, King Henry VIII had his second wife, Anne Boleyn, anybody know the rest of the story?
Sure.
Had her beheaded because she was convicted of adultery and incest with her brother.
Yeah.
And he got married the next day.
Another stand-up guy.
Yeah, he had her head cut off one day, and the next day, he got married.
I was always obsessed with that whole piece of history with King Henry, all his wives, like since the 4th grade. I don't know why.
But it is true. I mean, it was true. She had committed adultery and incest with her brother. Is that correct?
I don't think she did. I think she put she thought of the idea because she was so desperate to have a son,
Right.
to continue being able to be the queen. She
So
knew
she
that
was-
if she didn't, he was gonna probably get rid of her. So I think she thought about it. I don't know if she ever actually did it with her brother.
But he just needed to get rid of her so he can get married to this other woman.
Yeah.
So he had her beheaded.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. At the Ace TJ Show is our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. So we got this DM, and this is one of those things that you hear about a lot, and I really do think it's changed. For a lot of men, it has changed how they even operate or look around at the gym. But this lady who'd like to remain anonymous DM'd and said, I would like to hear some feedback on a problem I'm sure other women have to deal with when they're at the gym. I'm a fitness nut, and I'm pretty proud of how I look and feel. I belong to a popular gym. Well, don't put the name of the gym in there if you don't. It's nothing they're doing wrong. It's some of the male clientele who strain their eyeballs watching me as I'm sweating and bending over various pieces of equipment, sometimes in rather awkward positions. Imagine how vulnerable you feel in spandex shorts and a tank top. It's pathetic that men, especially the older guys, think it's showtime. I was thinking of having a t-shirt made that says, stop staring, to try and realize they're being pervy. Would that make me come across as a B? Anyone else have any ideas? I'm sure there are many attractive women who have to deal with the same situation while working out. Well, I mean, I know as somebody who's in the gym every day, I make it a point to not even make eye contact with a lot of people. You don't look. You just kind of, if you're walking by, like if I've finished on an elliptical machine or a treadmill or something, let's say, and I go get a wipe to wipe it down, head down, go right to my spot, get the wipe, go right back, wipe it down, because that's a thing. And I know Amanda, as a personal trainer, she's had to has dealt with that some too. Like she's noticed and she said, a lot of times it's older guys too, just checking her out. Staring.
I think if you wear a shirt that says that, that's going to bring even more attention to you.
So.
Yeah. So what do you do in that case?
You look like a homeless at the gym. That's what I do.
So her problem is that she's wearing spandex shorts and a tank top.
I just make myself look so gross so that no one's going to want to look at me.
But the argument is that you shouldn't have to do that. That if you've worked hard, A, it's more comfortable to work out at the gym in something smaller and tight. And B, if you're proud of yourself, why should you have to cover up? Why can't guys stop staring?
But this is the thing too. When I go, like if I go to the gym and there's like hot guys and they're wearing like tank tops, I'm like checking them out. I'm like, oh, that guy has muscles. Cool.
You're the problem, Alexis.
So I'm like, that's just, I don't know.
Well,
What are you supposed to do?
what are you supposed to do? Your answer is just look like a homeless person when
Look
you go
like
to the
my
gym.
answer is if you're looking for an answer, look like a homeless.
So even when you and Jay go together, you look like a homeless person.
Yeah, I've never been the one to like wear the cute little outfits to the gym. I would like to. I just don't. I just wear a baggy shirt and shorts. But that's comfortable to me.
Rob, how do you handle it when you go to the gym? So here's what we're going to do. At the Ace TJ Show, we're going to throw this up on our social media. I'm curious about this, though. I don't want this to sound wrong. Do as many women deal with this as claim to deal with it?
According to TikTok, yes. I mean, there's like 10 new videos of this every day.
But it's become a thing now, though. I think guys are really being more cautious because now you've even seen it swing the other way. And I've seen people post a lot on TikTok where if they were in need of help, no guy would even bother to come help them because they would think that, why'd you run over here trying to help me, or you tried to touch me, or you're oogling me, or something like that? And goes, I thought you needed help. You know what I mean?
You're saying you're oogling me.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't know how you would phrase that.
Get your peepers off of me.
You're oogling me.
How else would I phrase that?
I don't know.
All right, so what's your suggestion? What should she do? Any ideas? How do other ladies handle this when it happens at the gym, at the Ace TJ Show? We'll see what you say next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, the Extra Funny podcast is new, 9 Eastern. It's going to be available live on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. You can also download it as a podcast right after that, or watch it on YouTube. And in 20 minutes, Riggins in the Weekend Review, which people are really into, it seems, for whatever reason.
After 13, 10, after a decade, still into it.
Have you ever thought about like changing the song up?
I could, but it's like changing the theme song to. Maybe some new instruments. Well, I can only play guitar. It's not like I can.
Yeah. Before Alexis though worked here, we had a guy that worked on the show that decided he was going to add tambourine.
Forgot about that.
To it.
Unprompted, like nobody knew.
He just was in the studio and he had a tambourine and he was like, what is happening right now? Reagan starts playing and he's like, hitting on the tambourine, and Reagan's just looking around and he goes, hey, that's really messing me up. And it was very awkward.
It's weird.
So we got this DM from a lady that said, we wanted some feedback. And this is you've heard of this thing for a long time, that about being checked out when you're at the gym. And she says, I'm a fitness nut and pretty proud of how I look and feel. She also said, imagine how vulnerable you feel in spandex shorts and a tank top. It's pathetic that men, especially the older guys, think it's showtime. So what should she do? She was asking how other women handle this situation. Well, one lady says, Christy said, I belong to a gym that has an all-female section that I love to use. So they just have a whole area of the gym that's for females only. She said if she also used to do Zumba, and our instructor would stop class if she saw somebody peeking in the window, just walk over to the door and, are you coming in the class? No, then you need to move along.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of pervert is standing outside the door,
Right.
looking in on a Zumba class?
Sandy said, complain to the manager of the gym, name them. And Michelle said, I'd honestly just tell them to stop, because usually they feel embarrassed when called out and either think you're a witch or they realize what a D-bag they're being. But either way, who cares? They think that as long as they realize they're the problem. Then a guy named Chris weighs in. Boy, and you know how when you look at Facebook messages, you can see a comment that says 4 comments underneath?
Yeah.
I knew what was coming. Chris says, wear different clothes.
Oh, well, that's not helpful at all.
A guy saying, wear different clothes. The first answer. Way to go, Chris. Victim blame. Nice job. Yeah, and then Holland added, so a woman should dress uncomfortably because men are so helpless that they can't control themselves.
That's what Alexis said too, though.
Yeah, but I do that because that's comfortable for me.
Yeah.
I like loose clothes.
Yeah, but it's different, Rob, when Alexis says it, or when a guy goes,
Right.
you should wear different clothes then.
I noticed that comment that the dude made has 1 like, and it's from another guy.
The wear different clothes has 1 thumbs up, and it's from this one guy. Yeah, you can't. That's not for guys to be saying that. But okay, now follow me on this. There is a school of thought that if you know that's going to happen, and you choose to wear those clothes, that you have to just kind of accept, well, I know it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying there is the school of thought that, and a lot of people feel that way, that if you think it's going to be, you're going to be stared at, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going out to dinner, if you wear a thong to the beach, people are going to look. You just have to, accept that as part of what you're doing. What you're wearing. I'm being very
I
careful.
know. I'm
here.
like, thread lightly, please.
There is a school of thought.
Trying to present to you a full picture here.
What do you think?
I think she should be able to do what she wants.
Yeah.
Then again, my wife is a personal trainer and likes to wear like the like leggings and a tank top.
Oh yeah.
To the gym. And I think she probably gets stared at more by young, like high school, college age guys.
Sure.
I told y'all the story over here. Cade and I were, my son and I were in the locker room at the gym, and we heard these guys in the sauna, and we figured out they were talking about Amanda. They were high school guys talking about Amanda when she just started training at the gym where we were going. And that was awkward. Cade goes, "We got to get out of here now."
Can she just like stare back at these people? I think that would help.
She could. That's a good suggestion, Rob. If she's working out and guys are staring, just stop and stare back at them.
You should wear those glasses that like magnify your eyeballs and just like stare at them.
Or just every once in a while point at your eyeballs and then point at them.
Yeah.
Like the I see you.
But again, and I'm not saying this is the case, and not in her case, I don't know. But there are cases where, and I think you see this can happen a lot of times, where it's not as bad as it's made out to be. Where maybe you think people are staring more than they actually are. Not that they're not looking, they may glance, but they might just be looking around the gym. Or they might be trying to, check the score on a TV that's in the gym or whatever it might be.
And get caught up.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to see the news headlines while they're timing out 30 seconds between sets. I don't know.
So you're saying maybe she's not as hot as she thinks she is. Those were the words that you said, basically.
Yeah, it's possible.
Be like, relax yourself. She's probably not staring at you.
Yeah, it's possible, but that happens. Like, maybe you're not being stared at as much as you think.
Do guys care if they're being like oogled, as Ace said at the gym?
I think most guys would be very flattered by that. Like, oh, she's checking me out. How about that?
He might work out a little harder, too.
He might go a little harder. Yeah, I know I would. But yeah, I'm sure. I think that's a difference, though. It makes women uncomfortable. Most guys would probably love it.
You would.
I would.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Absolutely, I would. I would be very flattered by that. Mm-hmm. Then again, I have low self-esteem.
Right.
So I've got a lot of emotional issues. That makes me feel better.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Oh, imagine if we were like millions of other high school seniors, and this was our graduation time, or right here around graduation. Maybe not this week, maybe next week. You never know. And we had to vote on our own Ace and TJ class superlatives. And those superlatives were a little out of the ordinary. Next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up.
End of days, so to speak, for a lot of high school seniors. We're in that time. Some have already graduated. Some are about to graduate because it kind of depends on where you live and how your school calendar is set up. But it's, you get the yearbook, you have your senior superlatives. Did anybody, I know TJ won a couple. TJ's out there. He'll be back in on Monday. TJ won a couple in his. Was two in mine. I'm sorry. I won two. You were only allowed to be one.
Oh.
So I was funniest and most school spirit. And they, the teachers decided we went with most school spirit because it's the better of one of the two. And I was like, I kind of liked being the funniest person in school better. But anyway.
I would like that better.
You definitely have the most school spirit because you cry when LSU.
I was thinking.
This was high school, but still.
It carried on.
Yeah, I do. I love my high school. And I just said the other day for my birthday, I think I'm going to buy myself some a hoodie from my old high school because I love that place. Love it. So if we put together show superlatives, for the cast, what would they look like? So I did a little research yesterday. Not your regular superlatives, like the funniest or whatever you call it, most athletic or all that kind of stuff.
Most likely to succeed.
Yeah, most likely to succeed because clearly we're not doing that. I gave up with that a long time ago. So some Ace and TJ show superlatives. So even though TJ's not here, he can still be answering this. Okay. Most likely to do something illegal.
Alexis.
She even frowned when it said it. Like, well, there we go. We're going with Alexis on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Most likely to be the laziest.
Rob.
Yeah, dude, that was gonna be me.
Yeah. Okay. Most likely to be the first to quit.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, based on other jobs, I would say Riggins or me.
Yeah, I was thinking Riggins or Rob.
But I mean, we've been here over 10 years now. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Would it
know.
have to be quit a job or just quit something in general?
No, quit this job.
Oh, quit this job.
Alexis.
See, I was going to say, I would vote for Alexis also because she's got, with that food truck, that free labor she's giving on that food truck now. And that's working out. She's getting that rent paid now. So she's like, I'm not going to blow that.
Right.
Because her relationship is tied into that job. Let's see. Most likely to be a great vacation companion.
Oh, that's interesting.
I would like to say me, nominate myself.
Okay.
Just because I'm down to do whatever. I'm very laid back.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever anybody wants to do, let's do it. Okay.
I can easily see that. I think you'd
Yeah.
be fun on vacation. Yeah.
I
I'm
would
kind of the same way. Like, whatever you want to do, that's cool.
Yeah,
let's go
let's
do
do
something
it.
fun.
I would say TJ because he knows how to vacation. Like he goes to good places and he just doesn't. He like wants to sit on the beach all day, and that's kind of like what I think I would want.
Right.
To do.
He knows how to vacation for you, Riggins. Because
Right.
that's
Exactly.
what you would want to do is get up, go sit on the beach, don't talk to anybody.
And drink, yeah.
beers all day. Then at the end of the day, drunkenly stumble back home, have something to eat, and crash.
Yeah, but he wouldn't want to do anything else other than that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Perfect.
Fine by me.
And I would say, and Rob didn't even like the vacation, so that would work for him. Who is the most trustworthy on the show?
Ooh. I would say Rob.
I do too. I would say Rob.
I feel
Think
like when
Rob?
you tell him something, like he's not going to repeat it to
Yeah.
anybody.
We know you're not because you repeat things all the time. People tell you not to say Ace.
Yeah, the people send in. I'd like to remain anonymous.
But
and you
that's
send
not
an email.
people on the show. That's not people on the show. That's people who send in messages, and I get caught up in trying to make the show fun. I missed the part. And they need to put first line, keep me anonymous. Well,
I'm a little surprised Alexis chose me because of all the times I've put her business out there.
I know, that's right. I
yeah,
didn't forget
that's what
about that.
surprised me too. He has no problem throwing your business out there.
But those are things I didn't say, hey, don't say to anybody. If I tell him not to say it to anybody, I'm sure
Have you told him stuff and said, hey, don't say anything to
Of
anybody?
course. We have lots of secrets.
Like what?
Don't worry about it.
It's a secret.
Exactly. Rob's my bestie.
I do not believe that y'all have a bunch of secrets. I just do not.
All right.
So we're voting for Rob. We're voting for Rob as most trustworthy.
I think so.
Okay. And last one, Ace and TJ show superlatives. Who is the biggest flirt?
Ace.
Yeah, I would say you.
I don't flirt with people.
I'd say TJ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
by
it's
far.
TJ.
Yeah, it's TJ for sure. Yeah.
We're talking about being a flirt,
Right.
not being a pervert.
Oh, right.
Yeah, where's that category? Most likely
What's
to
the
be
next on the list,
pervert.
then, Ace?
I'm aware of my shortcomings here, but it's two different things.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
It's the end of another week on the Ace and TJ Show. We'll do the week in review coming up next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. It's more than regular funny. It's extra funny. The Extra Funny podcast is live every weekday at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Ace and TJ app and available anytime where you get podcasts. Now, more Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
This is one of maybe our most special time of the week. So special. Now, sitting in TJ's chair today, Riggins, and Riggins moved into TJ's chair. TJ's out. He'll be back on Monday because we have it's the Calitrin Ace and TJ Studios, and we have these cameras that are set up with logos and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of balances out the shot. Will that be weird for you being in a different chair in a different setting while you perform today?
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Will it also be weird that no one's going to interrupt you at the beginning?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's not, and I'm also playing your guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because Riggins forgot his guitar, so I had to run back to my house and grab a guitar for him this morning.
No way.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, got a little dust on.
Yeah, it's
Get back into lessons.
I got to get back into the lessons. So, okay. This is that most special time of the week. It's the week that was pop culture, the week that was the Ace and TJ show reviewed for us in song, thanks to Riggins, and the week in review.
And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Ace is now 1 month from becoming a father. That'll hit you right in the feels. And he's only about 1 week until he starts getting discounts on meals.
Early bird special.
He is. It's a big week for Ace next week. What a weird kind of circumstance, and all the similarities that includes. Like both of you start talking nonsense and you're both eating softer foods. I just know it's not going to be easy, and there's no safety in the harbor, because it's like Ace tackles every situation and says, how do I make this harder? And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. On the flip side, I have no prospects on the horizon. That's really all I got. My biggest fear right now, did I charge my Nintendo Switch or not? I haven't played the new Zelda game this week, even though it's all I want to do, because in 2 days I stopped showering and developed a taste for Mountain Dew. Alexis rolls her eyes when we talk about the game. She doesn't understand, I can only assume. And she's got those huge eyelashes, so I feel a gust of wind from across the room. And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. They're changing the name of the Wienermobile. It's been the Wienermobile all our lives, but I think they should change the name to whatever Alexis drives. It's the Wienermobile. Yeah, this one's a tough one this week. I miss TJ already. Just, it's like doing it into the void. Alexis's mom is on a cruise in the Bahamas, and she's really mad and throwing shade. I'm not going to repeat what Alexis said, but a reference to the Titanic has been made.
Yes.
And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Ace's wife made him do TikToks and watch Vanderpump Rules on Wednesday, and he said yes in no time flat. Sometimes I do get lonely, but then I hear stuff like that. And now Alexis is working for her boyfriend. I think they got serious way too soon. She went out looking for love, and now she's making empanadas all afternoon.
That's true.
I think Rob probably has the best relationship. He does what he wants and kicks up his feet. I don't know that it's sustainable, but right now it's pretty sweet. And this is my song, it's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you.
Well done.
Thanks.
That is true. You went out looking for love, and now you're just working every night on the food truck.
I know. It's crazy. But it's for something bigger.
Now, when you
that's
work
good.
on the food truck together, when the two of you are in there working together, is it like, does it flow? Are you chit-chatting? Is he focused on work and you're more of an employee? Like, hey, I need this, I need that kind of thing? Or
No, it's definitely like a partnership. We flow, like it flows very well. And we were talking about it the other day, how I love it because you see your person in a different light and you can like work with them. And it is, to me, I used to work in the restaurant industry, so it's kind of like jumping back in a way. But it's fun. And it's like a date that we're making money at.
Is that why he courted you?
Maybe, who knows? He's like, she's gonna be a benefit.
Oh, I gotta get
Yeah,
her.
he was like, I think she's attractive and she seems nice. Oh, and she's got restaurant experience.
Yup.
That sealed the deal right there.
But that's what it feels like sometimes. It just feels like we're on a date, but that we're like making money while we're at it.
Did he used to work all by himself on the truck?
No, he didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I was just curious.
I used to have dates like that, but only the woman thought she was making money while she was on the dates. I'm sorry, officer. I was listening to blank. Next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next. Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Okay. Think about this for a second. Is there a song that you can name instantly that when it comes on, you want to drive faster?
Yes.
I discovered mine. I didn't discover it. I thought about it yesterday because I have been playing. It's one of my favorite songs to play when I go out to play the drums at my house. And I know it drives my wife nuts because I think the other day she goes, "That was there's a little much out there, wasn't it?" She can't hear the drums. All she hears is it sounds like this because it's just pads. They're electric drums. But you let me find this, and my world is about to. And it came on again, and I looked at it. I was doing about 87 miles an hour in a 60. I was flying. I was like, oh, man, I love that song so much. Every time it comes on, I feel better. I feel excited. I mean, he's singing about he loves cocaine, and literally he's screaming in the song, "I love the cocaine. I love the cocaine."
I was about to say any song that starts with a cocaine reference is probably going to be get you hype.
First line of the song, "I'm on a plane with cocaine." And I'm like, it's not my thing. I've never done coke, but man,
Thank God.
Right, you don't need it.
And I was thinking, so if I get pulled over, what am I going to say? Like, where are you going in such a hurry? I'm sorry, officer. I was listening to "Lit Up" by Buck Cherry and can't help it.
You understand, of course.
You know Buck Cherry, right?
Rob, what is yours?
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Fuel by Metallica. Okay, good one. It's the one song that whenever you hear it, you automatically, you have to be cautious of the fact that you are speeding up. And it could be anything. I mean, Rob and I kind of went more rock, hard rock with that. But it could be anything at all. My hip hop choices tend to be a little more laid back sound wise. Although some old school Public Enemy will get me pretty hype, even though they don't like me. Mm-hmm. I love those songs.
Another song that gets me real hype, and this is completely opposite, is "Die Young" by Kesha. I love Kesha.
She's got a new album out today, Rob, by the way.
It's probably not like her first two albums.
I'm with you, though.
I like old Kesha.
I like old Kesha.
Old Kesha.
I'm with you, Rob. I love old Kesha. I don't know about new Kesha. Riggins, you never seem like you're going to be driving fast anywhere.
No, I'm not speeding anywhere. But it would be something from like the Watch the Throne album, the Jay-Z and Kanye album.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Those, that would probably make me drive 70 and 65.
Just the mention of Jay-Z, 99 Problems, is at top of my list of these songs. Mm-hmm. Alexis, you're just
I'm always.
as bad drivers go.
There's a few songs. Anything that's gonna be like old Eminem, like Slim Shady.
Yep.
And then also the Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. I love that song. That first beginning. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's hard to beat. Okay, so what is it? That's what you would say. I'm sorry, officer. I was listening to blank. It's just that song that you're driving and it comes on and all of a sudden you look down and if you're not careful, you'll look down and be doing 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. What is that song? It's at the Ace TJ Show.
Oh, hold on. That thing is messing up, I see.
Yeah. Man, that was going to be so smooth and our computer's messing up. Yeah. And
Sing more Buck Cherry.
I am literally stranded right now. We'll get to him next. At the Ace TJ Show. Let's go.
Live from the Calitrin Studios. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More of the Ace and TJ Show next. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
I'm sorry, officer. I was listening to blank. What is it that makes you go 20 over the speed limit? It'll happen without you even realizing it. Certain song when it comes on. Although we've lost Alexis now because probably 3 or 4 times while we weren't on, I hear Alexis over there muttering to herself. Dum, 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 dum,
And I'm like, great.
All right, so it seems as if we are as a radio family leaning old school rock in this category for the most part. And I think typically, though, it's probably going to be an older song that makes you do, no matter what your age is, it's going to be an older song that makes you do this. For example, like I think 99 Problems is how old now?
Probably close to 20 years old.
Close to 20 years old. Chelsea, though, said anything by DMX, I'm doing 20 over. I can easily see that. Hannah said Sweet Home Alabama. Just got a ticket like that. That wouldn't be one that wouldn't catch me. Mary said this just happened to me while listening to Bohemian Rhapsody. How did y'all know?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. I do like, Megan said, though, I've been pulled over listening to y'all. I listened so intently, LOL, but I didn't get a ticket.
Flying.
We've heard that a couple times. People have said they told the cop what they were listening to. Okay, it's fine. We'll let you go. That's okay. Let's see. I'm sorry, officer. I was listening to Eastbound and Down by Jerry Reed.
That's a good one.
From the Smokey and the Bandit soundtrack.
So good.
Crazy Train by Ozzy. Monica said, a few years ago, I just downloaded Luke Bryan's newest album. I was jamming and looked around, and I'd gone 20 miles in the wrong direction down Highway 40. Oh, gosh. Did you make some kind of a... Yeah.
Sunrise, sunburn. Is that him?
Sunset, repeat.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
Luke Bryan.
Keep driving.
Yeah. I'm not a... I'm sure he's a very nice man.
I'm sure he's great.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Makes corn. Corn makes whiskey. Corn turns to whiskey. Put your pretty pink toes on the dash. And put them up there again. Put your pretty pink toes on the dash. Every stupid song. And get a sunburn while you're on a tractor.
Come on, man. Come on, Luke.
Okay, Samantha has an interesting one. I think it's TJ's favorite Cher song, just like Jesse James. She's pedal to the metal every time. But it's not. That's not an up-tempo song. It's kind of a mid-tempo song.
It's emotional, right?
It has some emotion in it. Yes.
Yeah. Emotional songs will get you that way too, because you feel like you got to belt it.
Nelly, "Burn It to the Ground" by Nickelback.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, Rob.
Yeah, any of the butt rock songs.
Yeah, of course.
Any of the butt rock songs.
That's a term Rob told me about.
You turn on some Creed. Come on.
Some butt rock.
With arms wide open.
Dude, if arms wide open makes you drive fast, I can get like higher maybe, but arms wide open would make you drive 20 over the speed limit, Rob.
Any Creed song, really. It could be 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking. Yeah.
He said you really got to belt it out.
Right. Exactly.
So it's I love the term though, butt rock.
Yeah, I was told that by my niece's husband.
What would that be? Early 2000s rock?
Yeah, it's like 3 Doors Down, I think, is also considered butt rock.
Why is it called butt rock?
I really don't know.
It's butt cheeks. It's just cheeks.
Hang on, I'm gonna Google it real quick. It's what?
No auto tune, no chorus, just straight butt.
Just butt.
So you've got 3 Doors Down. So butt rock is a subgenre of rock and roll. It's hard rock that is lyrically devoid of artistic merit and oftentimes reduced in melodic complexities. And literally the picture next to the definition of butt rock in Google, guess.
Is it Nickelback?
Chad Kroger from Nickelback.
I'm looking at a list of like the top 10 butt rock bands, and I like them all.
Who have you got, Rob? Who's on the top 10 list of butt rock bands?
The number 10 was Theory of a Dead Man.
Yeah,
Come
love.
on. 3 Days Grace.
Okay.
Puddle of Mud.
She effing hates me.
Chevelle.
I don't know a lot of Chevelle.
Breaking Benjamin. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're okay.
But the number 1 is Shine Down.
Yeah, and I thought they're lyrically pretty smart. I don't get that. I love Shine Down. Okay.
Some butt rock.
Sorry, so we've established butt rock is big for speeding. The things you learn on the Ace and TJ show.
This is the Ace and TJ show.
There are just a few things that are kind of floating around today that you might find interesting. The kind of things you'll share with someone else later in the day. Next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
I'm not prepared because I was pulling up Boom by POD on YouTube just then when the show came back.
POD.
Butt rock has come to dominate the conversation here for the last few minutes, to be quite honest.
A bit of butt rock.
Yeah. We were talking about songs, if you missed it, songs that make you drive faster. And we've kind of gone off on this butt rock tangent. It's a category, I guess. It's not officially a genre of music. It's a descriptive category. And yeah, you know, your Creed, your Three Doors Down, your POD.
It's butt.
But
But
You know,
that's all it is. But
a lot of these bands have wrestlers' theme songs. Is what I've noticed.
Exactly.
yeah, there you go. That's really all you need to know. Okay, there are some things that are happening today that are they're just kind of interesting. The kind of thing that you might share with someone later in the day. Just a couple of things musically and movie-wise. Kesha's got a new album out today. Who knew?
Yeah, I heard the first two singles. They were not great.
Okay. And Fast X is in theaters this weekend. The 10th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Really?
Rob, will you see that?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I've already seen the rest of it.
so it's like you have to see every single one that comes out now.
mean-
it's like tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an ice cream company in Japan that just broke the record for the most expensive ice cream. It's got an edible gold leaf, fancy Parmesan cheese, and rare white truffles from Italy. It costs $6,700 per scoop.
That's stupid.
Yeah, they say it took a year and a half to perfect the recipe, and supposedly it tastes great, saying it is extremely rich.
I don't want cheese on my ice cream.
That's the first thing that I thought. I would not. Parmesan cheese on ice cream is not.
And you don't really see I've said this before, but you don't really see cheese in a lot of like Asian food. That's not something that you find.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you don't. I would never thought of that until you mentioned it.
Yeah,
You don't
you-
see a lot of cheese on Asian food, do you?
No, ever.
Okay. It's National Pizza Party Day. You okay, Rob?
I got to figure out what I'm doing.
Wow, it's like his breath was taken all of a
This
sudden.
live show, I can't even do it today.
Yeah.
I can't have a pizza party.
Well, they have pizza there, Rob. You can have you can get a pizza, and we'll have like a little party with you. Yes. In a poll released this week, people were asked for their favorite and least favorite toppings. No surprise, pepperoni is the most popular, and followed by extra cheese. Is extra cheese a topping? Wouldn't just cheese be the topping?
Yeah.
I would consider it because I get it often.
Bacon.
Most hated by far, anchovies. Bacon finished way down the list.
Really?
Yeah, extra cheese, mushrooms, chicken, pineapple, and bacon. These must not be in any particular order.
She about to fight somebody.
I know, because pepperoni, bacon, extra cheese is the best combination.
No, I'm sorry. That is in order. Pepperoni is number one, followed by, in order, sausage, extra cheese, mushrooms, chicken, pineapple, then bacon.
People are crazy.
I don't get the chicken thing.
Yeah, I don't
Chicken
either.
on like the white sauce pizza is really good. Like in a chicken Alfredo pizza.
Yeah, not interested.
Like,
Like jerk chicken pizza is real good.
You know,
I like that.
You know, Papa John's had that pepperoni stuffed crust, and I would get that and then put the chicken on the pizza. So you still getting some pepperoni, but you also get the chicken. It's
I
good.
like that. Cover all your flavor profiles.
What'd you say, Riggins?
It's good planning. What I like to do is get the pepperonis in the crust and the chicken on the pizza.
Hey, that was almost devious sounding the way he set that whole thing up.
You know what I like to do?
I like to do this.
What?
Oh, like, this is gonna be
Do you
delicious.
want to know?
From the Calotren Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotren at acetj.com/weight loss. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. There's a new episode of Ace's podcast, The Meaningful Meeting, up there for you to check out. Plus the show every day, plus the extra funny podcast is uploaded every day, live streamed at 9 Eastern every weekday. A ton of content up there. You could get lost for hours and hours and days and days. Ace TJ TV. Ace, you went to college. A lot of people don't believe that, but you did, right?
Okay, I didn't realize a lot of people didn't believe that, but yes.
You should see the DMs.
I actually graduated from college,
You
but
did.
okay. Yeah.
And you were a journalism major.
My major is broadcast journalism, yes.
So explain this line. You might understand this better than most. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, that anything that's scandalous, if you can put a photo of somebody who's bloody, it leads the paper, headlines. It's an old print journalism saying, but same thing with TV news. If you can get a shot that's got blood involved, people stop and watch.
Yeah.
Blood, fire, all that kind of stuff.
Kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, it's just a way of people. That's who we are. You stop it and look at the accident, the scene of the accident every time.
They said they've done some research on this, and they said it actually goes back to like early man, like where people were still in survival mode. So when they see danger or a threat, they're naturally going to be more interested in surveil the situation, things like that.
Sure.
But then they found out that if you spend as little as 2 minutes on Twitter or YouTube reading about the pandemic when that all first started, it negatively affected your mood. 2 minutes.
Absolutely. 100%. I get that 100%.
I mean, it's like the blink of an eye. Between 2 and 4 minutes could negatively affect your mood, and sometimes for the rest of the day. But here's the good news. They did a new study that they found that looking at positive news stories can do the same thing. They can counteract the ill effects of looking at negative stories all day. So we don't do this very often, but maybe you have some good news you'd like to share with the world. Ace obviously is having a baby in a month, and we like picking on him because he's an older man having a kid. And don't get me wrong, that is hilarious. and I'm not going to stop laughing, but it is a good story.
It is hilarious. It really is. It's ridiculous.
It's a good thing, and he's going to be a great dad, and that's a great story. But what is your good news you want to share? Maybe it's something that hasn't happened yet, but it's about to happen. Maybe you're about to watch your kid tackle their first job. I know my parents were so excited. Like when I started working in a grocery store, my mom would come up there every day just to pick up something, just so she could see me bag groceries. She was very excited about that. Maybe you're about to get a dang settlement. What is a settlement exactly? That's when you sue somebody and you win?
You sued somebody and you're going to be compensated.
When did that get associated with like, oh, I'm waiting on a settlement?
I don't know. It just seems like probably right after I was in high school, I just kind of became a thing. Everybody trying to get a settlement.
From their employer?
Maybe
or
it began
from
like in the 90s. It seems like it began from their employer, from their friends, from a stranger. They were in a car wreck. They're going to get a settlement from their car wreck, because you're getting a little bonus money because they tore up your car. Your car got totaled, but you also got your leg hurt. So they're going to hit you with another 10 grand for pain and suffering or whatever. I don't know. It seems like it was kind of began to become a thing in the 90s that people were settling. The insurance companies would settle.
And you kind of brag about like, oh, I'm getting a settlement.
I'm getting that settlement, man.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I know that guy that worked for my dad that he got an insurance settlement. He got $10,000. And my dad said to me at the time, 6 weeks, tops.
He's going to blow
6 weeks, he'll blow through that money. Oh. And 7 weeks later, my dad bought a pistol off of him for like $75 or $100 that he paid $1,000 for or something because the guy needed money then.
That's an all-time classic. Hey, bud.
And I'm sure everybody, they had the proper paperwork.
I don't know stuff. I didn't doubt for a second. It was all on the up and up.
Yeah.
But what do you have? Ace and TJ's good news. Share something awesome with us that just hasn't happened yet, but you expect it to. At the Ace TJ Show, we'll get yours coming up next.
Get Ace and TJ anytime, anywhere, at your convenience with the Ace and TJ Show podcast. Available wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ is next. Miss any part of today's show? Don't. Just download it wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Go check out the Ace TJ Baby Registry, acetj.com/baby. It's a great thing we're helping two great causes, Levine Children's and the Jeff Gordon Center at Levine Children's. It's basically 2 Amazon wish lists with products with all price ranges. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, or you could spend a lot of money. Just helping get some things for families that are really going through one of the toughest times of their lives. So acetj.com/baby. It's a great thing you can do to help out some really deserving families. It'd be wonderful. We're talking about Ace and TJ's good news. Share something with us that hasn't happened yet, but it will soon. Some good news. Are you about to have a baby like Ace and Amanda? Are you about to watch your kid go into their first job? Maybe you're getting that huge settlement. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's the first one. There's a guy named Steven that said, I'm getting an all caps, big cash payout next month. Well, I'm going to Vegas anyways, hoping for that cash payout.
But I don't know. That sounds dangerous.
Meaning he thinks he's getting the cash payout, so he planned the Vegas trip, and I was like, I hope that payout comes in time for me to get to Vegas.
That message started one way and then
Yeah.
ended in another. Well, I mean, I hope I'm getting it. That's the settlement.
Hey, man,
we're
once you
talking
buy the
about.
tickets, though, you might as well go.
Yeah, maybe.
Once everything's purchased, you might as well go.
But you don't want to be broke in Vegas.
Right.
That is a bad place to be broke. And it happens to most everybody. But you don't want to go into Vegas broke.
No, you don't.
That sucks.
But I'm going in October.
Are you really?
I'll be broke when I show up. Yeah.
What's in October?
Amanda's Christmas/anniversary present, because our anniversary is right at Christmas, is a trip to it's her first trip since, what?
Every week you've got, this is Amanda's baby moon / wacky other thing.
I'm just telling you, Christmas and our anniversary are right together.
Right.
Because our anniversary is January 4th. So, combo gift.
Yeah.
I like to do combos.
Yeah, we know.
So we're going to Vegas for the When We Were Young festival that she wants to go see with Blink 182, Green Day, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I did the whole thing with credit card points and airline miles, because I hadn't done anything like that in a couple of years. So it's worked out
Maybe
great.
just don't gamble. But it'll be like, this is our anniversary / national.
Present that I just purchased, and
That's what I'm thinking of.
yeah.
But it's all for good things.
Is it?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to soften the blow a little bit. This sounds crazy. Hannah said, my first baby's going into kindergarten in the fall, and I'm so excited for him, but heartbroken at the same time. I get it. Kelly said, I'm due May 31st with our first baby. Doc says he's probably going to be coming sooner than thought. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
just,
for
like,
the
ready to be
moms, they're
over?
ready for the babies just to come.
As long as
it's healthy.
As long as you're not worried about the baby
Right.
being born so early that there's a danger.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're fine. Both of mine were born. Well, Cade was born 3.5 weeks early, and Peyton was just like within the week of her due date, I believe.
Terry said, I'm going to see Godsmack on Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Put that in little celebration emojis.
Catherine's on the way to Nashville to see Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks. Good for her.
Oh,
Be a good show.
I
want
love
to see
this
Stevie
one.
Nicks.
Rochelle said, my house is paid for next month. July is my retirement month, and I have one grandchild graduating high school and one graduating kindergarten. Man, that's a lot of good news at one time.
It is. Chris said, we're on our way to go get our new camper. So
That's
taking it
cool.
out. Yeah, that is awesome.
How about Michael? I'm graduating college at 49 years old. Good for you, man. That's
I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Good for you.
Yep. Laura said, we're homeschooling our son next year. It's a mixture of both excitement and fear because I hate math. See, that's what would stop me from ever homeschooling. Like, who wants to go through school again? Because that's basically what you're doing as a parent who's homeschooling, right?
Dude,
you got to learn it all
and I don't know-
yourself.
And how long are you going to homeschool? Because I clearly remember sixth grade math with my kids, and I was like, hang on a minute, give me a second. And
Put on a YouTube video.
I ended up Googling and looking at YouTube videos, like trying to remember how to do stuff. And it would take a lot. Like, it would take me 30, 45 minutes, an hour to prep myself to be ready to help them with some of that stuff. It's hard.
I'd be screwed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some exciting news in my life. I mean, I'm going to get to play Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
I hope, Riggins, that you play a bajillion hours of Zelda over the weekend. And don't bathe again until Monday morning before you come to work. So you just absorb it and just get all into it. And then that way you're over it by the time you get here on Monday.
Yeah, because I'm tired. You're tired of hearing me talk about it. But I do have to cut the grass, so I'm going to have to shower at some point because I'm just going to sit around like all dried sweat and
Cut the grass.
smell.
Riggins, your yard is not as big as
Yeah,
this
it's a
desk.
tiny little square, isn't
What
it?
does
I'm gonna
take
get
you-
sweaty.
Takes you 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's not going to take long, but I'm going to get sweaty. That's the point I'm making. I'm going to sweat. So I'm not. I got to take a shower at some point.
There goes 30 minutes.
I know. Trust me, I'm already thinking. I'm trying to should I do it on Saturday morning before before the sun comes up.
Would you be able to get up Saturday morning and do that first? Or would Zelda be calling? Or you better get it like, let me get that out of the way first before I start playing Zelda?
Problem is, when I wake up, it'll be 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to start the lawnmower at 6 o'clock, wake up all my neighbors.
Yeah.
So I might have to get into it a little bit early.
What about when you
have
get
some
home
coffee.
Today? Not tonight.
No, not today, because it's just going to be a tease. I got to start packing up and go to this live show thing.
No, I meant the cut the grass.
Oh, yeah, I could.
Yeah, because you have the whole day.
I might do that.
Because you're not going to start playing Zelda until 9 o'clock tonight, right?
Yeah,
And then there's no interruption.
exactly. And I'm going to be blackout.
Coming up. TJ podcast and radio show.
Y'all go subscribe to Ace TJ Prime. It's totally free. And come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all, go do it.
I sent out an email yesterday, a group email. I was like, hey, y'all. And I went, why did I do that?
Who'd you send that to?
A bunch of listeners.
Oh.
It's very informal. Anyway, go subscribe to Ace TJ Prime. It's totally free, and it's the way to get into our upcoming live events. You can take part in Ace TJ Rewards. We got some great prizes coming up for Ace TJ Rewards. And then we also have Ace TJ Prime Plus, which is the paid tier subscription where you get exclusive content like commercial-free audio and video of the Ace and TJ show, plus TJ's new political podcast, and just the recently announced Ace and TJ Old Stuff podcast, where we're going to go into the vault and hear some old Ace and TJ material, which is very exciting. acetj.com/prime. Now, it's either coming up or we've just passed it. It's National Wait Staff Day. And, you show appreciation to servers, things like that. But I saw this TikTok the other day that I was really surprised by. She's a server at Texas Roadhouse. Is that your favorite? That's a restaurant you go to, Rob?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Texas
I like
Roadhouse.
the rolls.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse is pretty solid.
It's really good. She said, here's the number one way to get bad service, according to her. Bring in your own cake to celebrate.
Really?
Like a birthday cake anniversary.
Why?
She goes, here's why the server hates it. Multiple reasons. Number one, you're done eating. We're trying to clear away your plates, and you're pushing them towards us because you want to start eating that birthday cake that you brought. And then you want additional plates, additional silverware, and sometimes they even ask for candles. She says, you have to remember that cake that you brought is not something you paid for at the store, so it's not adding to your bill. It's not making the bill any bigger. And we can't turn that table over because you're sitting there eating birthday cake. So she says there is a way. She says most servers hate it.
I get it. There is some sense to that. I never thought about that part. So say you take 15 extra minutes to eat that birthday cake. That's 15 minutes they can't make money on that table, and they're not making money off the birthday cake you're eating.
Exactly.
Well, and a lot of times too, they're going to ask you to put it somewhere, which there's not a lot of space in the fridge or the walk-in.
When they get there, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then second, they're going to expect for you to cut it too. So then you are responsible for that cake. If you grab it, it falls. That's on you, because I've seen that happen many times. So
she
I
does.
get it.
She does make a recommendation about how you can make that experience a little bit better for everybody. She said, bring your own knife, bring your own plates or silverware for the cake, or at the very least, let your server know ahead of time so they can plan. Then you need to be okay with the fact that it might take us a minute to get all those dirty dinner plates off your table, especially if it's a large party. Then clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
After you're done.
Good one.
Tip your server for the time that you were there, and maybe, you know what? Offer them a piece of cake at the end of it.
That's good. That you should add a little extra tip in there because they did extra that they weren't they're not making anything off of.
Yeah, and
That's a
I
good
know
point.
for sure. When we'd go to Applebee's for like our birthday or something. I'm positive my grandparents brought a cake or something, and I hope they tipped them. But now I'm not so
I
sure.
hate the idea of taking a cake into a restaurant.
I know.
I just hate that. I would hate
Not
that.
a fan.
I'd rather get it there or something than just taking it into the restaurant. I don't know.
Also, who has the audacity to ask for candles?
they do though.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Said people even ask for candles. It's
Yep.
like they keep them in stock or something.
Is there anything that comes to mind immediately, Alexis, from when you were in the restaurant business that like the craziest thing someone asked for?
I can't think off the top of my head. There's so many different things,
That's
but
the same thing. You didn't bring your own. You brought your own cake and didn't bring your own candles.
yeah, no. Or just even the fact that you're asking a restaurant to hold a cake for you in the fridge. Like, that fridge is packed. Like, they have all the stuff that they need to make your dinner, your food, and you're going to ask them to put the cake in there. and then you have to be responsible for that cake.
No, this is a Texas Roadhouse. It's not a party city. We don't have
Yeah.
candles. We
I
want
hate
dumb
that.
thing. Right?
Or sing for us. No, we don't sing.
I never thought of that, but I guess people do probably assume that in most restaurants, everybody has like a birthday song that
Yeah,
they sing now.
that's why I loved P.F. Chang's, because that was policy. You did not sing happy birthday. If they wanted to do it, that's fine. But like you, as staff, you didn't have to do that.
Good for them.
Yeah, Chili's has their own one. It's like, happy birthday from the Chili's crew.
You've celebrated a birthday?
Nope. I refuse. If someone does it, I'm leaving the restaurant. But I hear it when I'm there for other people.
So Rob, if they surprised you on your birthday and sang to you, you would get up and leave the restaurant?
That's correct.
I'm out of here.
I would love to see that.
My mother would do the same. So that's where I got it from.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love it. I would drink it like.
But the fact that he could just—it's embarrassing, but he couldn't just sit through the song. The song will be over in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, when people would sing happy birthday to me, I would cry. I don't know.
That's revealing.
Weird.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.